Hello everyone. Welcome to Chapter 8 Urban Livelihoods from Social and Political Life. In this chapter, we will learn how people in cities earn their living and how different jobs have different conditions, wages, and security. Before we begin, let's observe the city scene shown in the picture. Look carefully at the people, vehicles, and buildings. Now think, what kind of work do people do in cities? How is city work different from village work? And what differences do we notice even within the city itself? This chapter will help us understand all these points. Now let us understand what city life is like. India has more than 5,000 towns and 27 big cities. Cities like Chennai, Mumbai, Delhi, and Kolkata have more than 1 million people. People often say, the city never sleeps. That is because work goes on all day and night in cities. Let's now explore the kinds of work people do in cities. Early morning streets in cities are already busy. Many people work on the streets by selling vegetables, flowers, and newspapers. Some provide services like cobbling shoes or cutting hair. Most of these workers are self-employed, meaning they work independently and do not have fixed salaries. Let us learn about Bakshu Manji, a cycle rickshaw puller. He came from a village in Bihar where he worked as a mason. But since he had no land and work was irregular, he moved to the city. He bought an old cycle rickshaw and paid for it in installments. He works from morning till 8:30 p.m. He earns about 200 rupees to 300 per day, and spends most of it on food and rent. He sends whatever savings he can to his family in the village. Many people in cities work as street vendors and hawkers. A survey in Ahmedabad found that 12% of workers worked on the streets. They sell items, repair goods, or provide services. Their shops are temporary, made using boards, boxes, carts, or plastic sheets. They can be asked to remove their shops anytime. They also have no job security and are not allowed to work in some areas. There are almost 1 crore street vendors in urban areas. Earlier, street vending was seen as a problem or obstruction to traffic. But now it is recognized as a benefit and also as a right to livelihood. Hawking zones have been suggested in towns and cities. Mobile vendors should be allowed to move freely. Also, hawkers should be included in decision-making committees so that their rights are protected. Now let's move to another important place of work in cities, the market. Markets are usually crowded, especially during festival seasons. Different shops sell sweets, toys, clothes, utensils, and electronics. Markets also have service centers like clinics. For example, a dentist clinic can also be found inside a market. Let's learn about Harpreet and Vandana, who run a garment showroom. Harpreet's father and uncle worked in a small shop. Harpreet helped them during festivals and Sundays and later joined after college. Vandana is a dress designer. Together they opened a garment showroom. Today many people prefer ready-made clothes. To attract customers, showrooms need attractive displays. Running a showroom needs planning and connections. Harpreet and Vandana buy materials from Mumbai, Ahmedabad, Ludhiana, and Tripur. Some materials also come from Noida and Gurgaon. Some items even come from foreign countries. They advertise their showroom in newspapers, cinema theaters, TV, and radio. Their building is currently rented, but they plan to buy it in the future. Their business grew because the showroom became a main market for nearby apartments. In city markets, many people own small or large shops. They manage their own businesses, so they are self-employed. They also employ workers like supervisors and helpers. Permanent shops need a license from the municipal corporation. The municipal corporation also decides the weekly closing day of the market. Now let us look at factory and workshop areas in cities. These areas have many small workshops. Workers stitch clothes using sewing machines. Often, this work is connected to export garment units. Many workers travel daily in crowded buses to reach these factory areas. Labor chowk is a crossing where daily wage laborers wait for work. They work as helpers to masons and at construction sites. They lift loads, unload trucks, dig pipelines, and build roads. There are thousands of such casual workers in every big city. Let's understand the life of Nirmala, a casual worker. She works as a tailor in an export garment unit. The factory makes clothes for foreign countries like the USA, UK, Germany, and Netherlands. The busy season is from December to April. Her normal workday is from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. or even later, 6 days a week. She is paid 280 rupees for 8 hours, and 100 rupees extra for working late. But by June, staff is reduced and she may not get work for 3 to 4 months. Now the big question is, why are workers hired on a casual basis? Employers hire workers only when large orders come. Work increases during certain seasons. At other times, factories reduce staff. Casual workers have no job security. If they complain, they can be asked to leave anytime. Another new form of employment in cities is call centers. Call centers are centralized offices where customer problems are solved. Workstations include computers, telephones, and supervisor stations. India is a major center for Indian and foreign companies. This is because India has many English-speaking workers and companies can hire them at lower wages. Now let us learn about Sudha, who is a permanent worker. Sudha is a marketing manager in a biscuit company. The factory is outside the city. She supervises 50 salespersons across the city. She divides the city into 6 regions and meets each team weekly. She plans sales and often works late and travels. She gets a regular salary and is a permanent worker. Permanent jobs provide many benefits. First, savings for old age. Part of the salary is kept in a government fund with interest. Second, holidays, Sundays, national holidays, and annual leave. Third, medical facilities for family. The company pays medical expenses up to a limit. And fourth, medical leave. Salary is not cut when leave is taken. Now let us compare permanent and casual work. Permanent workers have fixed jobs and regular salaries. They are not asked to leave when work is less. Casual workers are hired only when needed. They may be asked to leave when work is less. Casual workers face long hours and uncertain work days. Many city workers fall into these 2 categories. Let's quickly recap what we learned in this chapter. Cities have many kinds of work: street, market, factory, and office. Street workers are mostly self-employed with little security. Markets have licensed shops and service centers. Factories often employ casual workers with long hours and no job security. Offices provide permanent jobs with regular salary and benefits. All these workers together make up city life. That's it for now. Thank you.